There's another advantage to DynAlign beyond just maintaining stable face control through the stroke, and that is in distance control. In distance control, it's because we're stabilizing the motion and reducing the freedom of range of motion between the joints, so that when the energy is transferred through the kinetic chain, it is consistent and doesn't increase the velocity by the time it reaches the hands. You know, when the energy is transferred down the arms, it goes from the upper arm to the forearm, and then into the wrist. Each time that energy transfers across the joint, the mass is going to be smaller in the next member here, and so in order to have the consistent transfer of energy, the velocity of that smaller mass is going to increase. So you can imagine in a putting robot, it doesn't have this last bit of motion in the wrist to make it harder to control the amount of force. If you think of players that have a very wristy stroke, not too many use that because it's much more difficult to maintain the consistency and distance control. So you can have some motion in the joints. It's nearly impossible to freeze out all of the motion. We're going to a soft end range here. We're not locking things to a hard end range like it's a piece of machinery. We have soft tissues, so we're having, there's going to be some motion, but with reducing this freedom of motion in the joints, it's going to give you more consistency in your distance control. So when you're putting, then especially on fast greens, you can have more consistency and more success with your putts. So if you'd like to learn more about the DynAlign dynamic pre-shot alignment routine, visit DynAlignGolf.com, and we have Zoom lessons available, and you can contact us through the website.